Om Shanti and greetings of peace. Today, our topic is based on self esteem. Very often, we tend to base our self esteem on appearance, our abilities, our profession, and maybe also our relationships, who we are connected with. All of these forms of identity can change. So the big question is my self worth based on receiving praise from others? And is my self criticism based on others' opinion about me? Is my self respect based on living up to the expectation or standards set by others? Sometimes we see other people have a beautiful car or a bigger house, or they go on vacation more often than me, and I feel I have to do the same. So I am trying to live up to the standards set by others beyond my own means. Sometimes we measure our worth by external things, our possessions. One time we used to wear jewelry a lot, and people base their worth on the jewelry, whether how many diamonds they have or what carat gold they wear. So we sometimes measure our worth by external things like possessions, our position in the society, our paycheck, how much we earn, and the people we are associated with. Perhaps we have affiliation with a minister or some high profile individuals in the society. So we have to check, are we measuring our worth on the basis of our positions, titles, possessions, the money we earn, and the people we hang out with? When self image is based on external factors, which I have very little control, this can create insecurities and unhappiness because all external factors are temporary. They can change in the twinkling of an eye, as we witness scenes today. Today we have a house. We've seen that happening recently. And then tomorrow or within 1 hour, tornado comes and everything goes that we earn for decades. We accumulate. So external factors are not consistent. They can change. Sometimes our self-esteem is influenced by our past. I had failed in the past. I had made blunders in the past. So I carry this idea. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy of. I'm not capable of. I cannot achieve success. That is based on failure, not based on success. And failures are necessary because when we fail, we evaluate. There's more feedback in failure. We grow from it. We learn our lesson. Once bitten, twice shy. So when we fail, there's much more feedback. and growth and progress. As opposed to when we succeed, we can assume we are so good, we can drop humility and adopt arrogance because of the success that I'm experiencing right now. So, success and failure are part of the journey, but they're not our destination. Today, we might be successful. Who knows tomorrow? Today, we might fail. Who knows tomorrow? So, self esteem should not be based on external factors. In fact, self esteem is a unique focus of a spiritual perspective. It's interesting to know that in the East, the idea of greatness is embodied in Buddha. He's an example of greatness because he taught the world how to find inner wealth by renouncing material wealth. For those who know, Buddha was a prince and he went in search for inner peace. And today he is applauded, respected, remembered, praised for what he has achieved. So in the East, the idea of greatness is associated with inner wealth. In the West, materialism considers greatness to be a move from nothing to material wealth. So greatness in the West are associated with the journey from nothing physical to everything material. And we consider that to be achievement, that to be greatness. What is self esteem? Self esteem is how we feel about ourselves at any given moment. The truth is that there's more to us than what we know. 90% of an iceberg is unseen, it is beneath the surface. I'm using the metaphor, the iceberg. It's an interesting one because 90% is unseen beneath the surface of the water. So the way the wind is blowing will not have as much impact on an iceberg. But the way the current beneath the surface, beneath the water, will have greater impact. Because as we all know, only 10% of an iceberg is visible. So there's so much more to us than we know. Our inner universe is often uncharted territory. Our inner richness, our inner beauty, our inner resources is often uncharted territory. But it is here that we will discover our inner strength. So the 10% of external self, of our physical appearance or our service emotions and our personality that is displayed outwardly and our social identity, all of that is not our whole story. It's just the tip of our iceberg. It's just 10% of reality. The bulk of the iceberg could be seen to be our spiritual and emotional selves. When we live in the 10%, that is, when we get influenced by our physical sense, physical self, which really only represent 10% of my world. So when we live in the 10% of our physical self, we are influenced by the wind of other people's opinion. We're influenced by fashion, by politics, all the chaos and confusion that is happening on an external level. But when we live in the 90% of our inner self, we are motivated by the deeper currents of our own values, our own belief systems. I have a job. I am not my job. I have relationships, but I'm independent of other people because other people are individuals like myself, separate. So I have relationship, but I am not my relationship. I have possessions, but I am not my possessions. If I am not these, I'm not my job, not my body, not my relationship, not my possessions, not my title. That title comes with my job. Nationality comes with my body. Language comes with my nationality. Color comes with my body. And I'm not my body. So if I'm not these, then what or who am I? What might we find in our inner space? If we do a survey with people and we ask them to describe 10 positive qualities about the people you admire or love, very often it becomes easy for people to come up with 10 qualities, positive qualities of other people whom they admire or love. And when we ask them, can you list 10 positive qualities of yourself? They find it very challenging to complete that list. So we tend to know other people more than we know ourselves. Isn't that interesting? When we ask people, can you list 10 negative things about yourself? Of course, we say no one will see that list. It seems easier for people to come to terms, to resonate with their weaknesses as opposed to their strength. This is why meditation plays such an important role now more than ever, because meditation is that inward journey and also an upward journey. Inward journey to discover the real beauty, the real and constant strength that lies beneath the surface of our own iceberg. What might we find in our inner space? We will find peace And with that peace comes patience, calmness, tranquility, serenity, silence, and we will find love. It's there inside, caring, compassion, acceptance, and generosity. When we look inside, we will find joy, bliss. And bliss is a quality that is beyond that which is connected to our senses. It's a happiness that has nothing to do with our senses. What we hear, what we see, what we taste, it has nothing to do. And when we find bliss, we will find lightness, easiness, happiness, laughter, humor. We'll find zeal and enthusiasm. Let's look at signs of one who has high self esteem. I'm not going to focus on the list of those signs of one who has low self esteem, but you will come to know that list when you know the list of the ones who possess high self esteem. They will be confident, they will feel worthy, they will be humble, they will be happy, they will be in touch with their feelings, they will be able to take criticism, they will be able to make mistakes and own up to it. They will be able to take risks. They will not criticize others. They will be able to overcome obstacles. They will be feeling secure from inside. They will have self respect. They will respect their body and their health. They will continue to grow, to learn. They will be independent. They will experience success. They will be tolerant of others. They will challenge their fears. They will have appropriate ambition, goals. They will channel their anger, not succumb to it. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to make an attempt to talk about ones who lack self esteem. From the current list just shared, you will understand the rest. A spiritual identity can give you true sense of security, and it can give you stability in mind. Why? Because when I recognize my spiritual self, I will be able to know that peace and happiness are within me. And when I connect with my inner qualities, I can also connect with God. Because like attracts like. You'll attract the people, circumstances, situation, and also God. So when you are focused on your inner resources, like attracts like, it will be easy for you to connect with God, who represents all the virtues and all the powers. There's a very interesting poem. I am sure you have read this poem or seen it before. In the poem, it says, when a child lives with criticism, that child learns to condemn. When that child lives with hostility, child learns to fight. When a child lives with ridicule, child learns to be shy. When a child lives with shame, child learns to feel guilty. When a child lives with tolerance, that child learns patience. When the child lives with encouragement, the child learns confidence. When the child lives with praise, child learns to appreciate. When the child lives with fairness, child learns justice. When the child lives with security, it learns to have faith. When the child lives with approval, child learns to like himself or herself. When the child lives with acceptance and friendship, child learns to find love in the world. So that poem reminds us of what we learned as children in those very early stage of our development. And sometimes the result of the exposure we had as children, we see that playing back again and again in our adult life and in our interaction with others. Just to give you a little insight, that there are sometimes things of the past that we have to resolve. But there are three things I want to draw your attention to tonight. And one is uniqueness. Every one of us are unique individuals. There's no two you in the world, and there's no two me in the world. I am uniquely special, and you are equally uniquely special. So there's absolutely no reason for me to compare myself with anyone else. And that's what brings about low self esteem, comparing the self with others. By comparing myself with others, I am denying my own uniqueness. When you hear yourself saying these words, they seem to be doing better than me. I wonder what it's like to be them. How come they get all the luck? Behind these thoughts, you are really saying that you would like to be them. You would like to live like them. You would like to be in their position. We all admire celebrities, idolize some of them. We all admire great individuals associated with our religious connections. Many admire gurus, saints, sages, prophets, messiahs, messengers. We admire all of them. But at the end of the day, I like being me because it is far much more easier to be myself than pretending to be someone else. Can you imagine pretending to be somebody for 24 hours? The attention you have to keep because you're not yourself. You're not real at that time. You're acting out. Can we act out, impersonate someone? And for how long can we do that? It's not natural. So, what do we do in that moment when we compare ourselves with others? We forget we are absolutely unique. We can only be ourselves. So, who are we? We are unique individuals. My little thumb is very small, yet there are 7.8 billion people in the world, and no two persons carry the same thumbprint. So, how uniquely special we all are. So, what is self esteem and what connection it has with self respect? So, there are several aspects: self worth, self value, self respect. They're all strands of self esteem. Self confidence. When we spend time in meditation every day, we will develop that inner resilience, that courage and determination, which will give us self confidence. So, if I want self confidence, I have to be determined, courageous, stable, consistent, and all of those qualities are found within ourselves. They're not found in our title, our paycheck, our body, our appearance. They're found within the soul. When we base our self worth on our possessions, we can never have real self esteem. Self esteem is to recognize your uniqueness, your inner beauty, and your value. How do you value yourself? What do you consider to be valuable? When I feel very much at ease amongst confident people, when I feel very much at ease amongst confident people, when I know my position within my broader relationship, I mean, I can be in the company of others and not losing my identity or my value. When I rarely ever compare myself with others, that's when I know my true worth, my true value. When I have a strong sense of purpose in my life, I feel that my present role has value. I feel that I'm making a valuable contribution in the world. So when there's a strong sense of purpose, that's where my worth lies. when I have the feeling that I can contribute, I can offer something to humanity, when I feel loved and accepted by the people around me, when I feel included in important decisions and directions, that's where I increase my worth and my value. How do I have a sense of security when fear does not rule my emotions or my actions? When I am not intimidated or feel belittled by anyone, I remain constant and stable regardless of the opinion and behavior of others. When I feel secure in my role at present, that's true security, not false security of approval or recognition or praise from others. And finally, when I have a high degree of trust in those around me, when I feel completely trusted, when I feel completely trusted by those around me, when I can be trusted and I feel I'm worthy of that trust, because trust and respect and love has to be earned. We command respect. We don't demand respect because of our position, our possessions, our paycheck, or a material achievement. That's not how we earn respect and trust. I will feel empowered when I know I have the habit. When I know I can change my habit. And we all know habits we create, and only we can change those habits that we don't want. But the knowledge that I have the power to change my habits, that gives me empowerment. When I feel my life is under my control and I have full authority over my own destiny, that's being empowered. Not power that is hard power, but it is soft power, power from within.